Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's we're back here. It's Monday. There's a crazy glare on my glasses right now. How do I turn down the brightness on my computer? What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? How's everyone's weekend? How's everybody's Monday starting off? Everybody got their go juice, their coffee, their energy drink, their whatever they need. I got Dan Fialo over here in the Twitch chat, as well as Elena Plush Garden hanging out. She is starting her day off with some sticker making. Yes, ma'am. So my kid took a bunch of my VeeFriends stickers, the ones from Comic-Con that I got, and put some on the side of his organizer in his room, and then took some of those off and put them on his water bottle, and then they peeled off. So it's very unfortunate. Every day I look at his water bottle and I see, I think at one point the Driven Dragon was decapitated, so it was just the body. And then the other day I just saw the outline of the bashful blobfish. Like it was like the actual color had peeled off, and it was just like the white sticky part still on the bottle. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how that stuff works. We got Dylan driving in the car, listening to us on his way to work. What's up, buddy? David here, and
good morning, Dom.
And Mr. Jason. Good morning. Did you get a haircut? Is that what I'm seeing there?
Yes, I got one.
Jason with a haircut, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
It feels great.
Yeah. Yep.
I was not expecting to feel as good as I did after a haircut. I felt awesome.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, it was just a really great experience. At a time when I was just kind of like looking disheveled. I was feeling disheveled.
Okay.
And it was like it really made my day better.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Simple pleasures of adult life.
Right. Exactly. Dan says he always feels great after a haircut. I do too. I usually let it go pretty long, like until the point where it starts like curling back here in the neck and the ear area.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then ever since I've had the beard, I go to a barber now that trims up my beard, and then puts like the hot towel all over, and even has a massager and massages my back for like a minute after the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the haircuts have been an experience.
I found a really great place here up in Berthoud. It's it's like out of all the things that I do, that place is probably the place that I walk out feeling most like a man. It's like a man's
Okay.
barbershop where it's like 4 chairs. You call and you make an appointment, and he's like, "Bring cash."
Nice.
You walk in, he will serve you a beer if you want a beer.
Yep.
And there's only ever like 2 people in there at a time. It's one guy. It's amazing, and I think I almost pissed him off this time. I think I almost kicked him out because he finished. It took maybe like 30 minutes for like the initial cut. And I was like, can I go a little shorter this time? And he seems like one of those guys who does not hide his discontent.
Okay.
So I was like, oh no, did I ruin like one of my most important male connections that gives me a service? So I gave him an extra tip, and he did it so fast and like so expertly, and then shaved my neck. Still, I was about to say, don't worry about my neck, but he did. He shaved it. That's my favorite.
Nice. Dylan says he goes every 2 weeks. He must keep it tight.
Nah, that's too much for me.
Yeah, I'm I don't know how long, but I'm like a month, maybe a month and a half or something like that. I don't know. I actually don't keep good track of it. Like I have no idea. And then like I could be in there every month, but yeah. Is what it is. Um, and then it looks like David here has one scheduled today too. So, sheesh. All right. It's that season. Everybody's getting their spring break cut on.
Is this your spring break as well?
Ours is next week. So ours, this is the last 5 days for. Like I told the girls last night when I was putting them to bed, I was like, 5 more days, and they're both looked at me like, what? And I'm like, 5 more days until spring break. You get 5 days of school, and they're like, what? And they got all excited, like jumping up and down and stuff like that. So that was a cool little moment last night.
Mhm.
But yeah, yep. So this is yours. You're on
Yeah,
it.
this is ours. We are headed up to the mountains. We got a cabin. We're doing a cabin experience for
Dope.
3 nights,
Nice. It's
which
awesome.
I am looking forward to greatly. We
Yeah,
haven't done that in at least a year and a half.
that's cool. On a lake or just like in the woods, mountains kind of thing.
No, we did in Colorado mountains up in Estes Park.
Okay.
Um, it's about an hour away. Really awesome summer place. It's kind of like one of the few, few in Colorado. One of the many playgrounds in Colorado. Um,
Is there snow up there still at all,
there
or
is snow. We're gonna bring our snowshoes. Gonna get the dogs out of there.
okay?
There is a hot
Sweet.
tub,
Nice.
and we're gonna leave all the iPads at home and try not to kill each other.
All right. Cool. That's awesome, man. Good for you guys. Kids
Hang on,
excited?
right back. My dog's eating something.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I don't have any green on, but maybe I'll put some on. I'm not with my kids, so I'm not in danger of getting pinched today. So I won't be there. But yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy week. If you're on spring break, get it done. Ryan's off with his wife and kids at Great Wolf Lodge, and I believe it's his daughter's birthday tomorrow. We'll confirm that with Uncle Jason, but I'm pretty sure it's his younger daughter's birthday is tomorrow. I think she's turning 4. So shout out to Ryan's younger daughter. Everybody wish her happy birthday through him tomorrow. So everybody, I'm really curious. I asked the question earlier. How was your weekend? I really like hearing how everybody was getting on. I had a good weekend. We had our friends over yesterday for a party, a little St. Patrick's Day party. It actually was warm enough. If we had thought about it, we could have done a pool thing, but it wasn't expected to be that warm, so we didn't like kind of clean and heat the pool well enough. But we did end up. First, it was the guys. All the dads just went and sat outside because it was a little too crowded and noisy inside the house. And then I guess it looked like we were having so much fun that the moms came out and joined us, and all the parents sat outside. All the kids just wrecked my house, which is fine. That's what it's there for.
This was a St. Patty's Day party you had?
Yeah, it's like a Sunday get together with
Nice.
it makes it easier to get everyone together when you build it around a holiday or a birthday. But in
Mhm.
reality, it was just everybody getting together to have fun. So, what'd you guys get up to this weekend?
Um, Not in any particular order. Car wash, park, haircut. The entire
Wasn't
day
your
was
youngest
what the hell
sick?
was I doing?
Wasn't one of your kids sick? Did one of your
No,
kids just get it?
oldest was
No.
sick. That was
Okay.
great. That was a great part of it.
Yeah.
We got outside finally, and we also here's what happened. This is my gratitude today. My dad's been in town for a while, and we've had some really great discussions, just like hanging out as like father and son, which
Hmm.
over the past few years of me moving out to Colorado have been few and far in between. And this particular time, uh, when we're like two adults now. It's like up until this point, I think in my head, it's always been like, I'm the kid even though I'm like in my 40s. But it's like we finally, after all this time, are able to kind of like sit down and have like just like dude discussions
Yeah.
where like sometimes we'll like openly start tearing and not have to hide it or anything. Well, my dad's hide it because he's a pansy, but like well, like even he sat down and he read through the book for a while, which is great.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
and
You guys haven't gotten him a copy yet?
no, we haven't. And I thought about that. It's like,
Ryan.
why have I not given him a copy? But he read through everything. I mean, he lost my page. My it's good these pages are
I
dated.
was
Or
gonna
else
say
I lost
it's
my
not
page.
very hard to find your place in this book, everybody.
And I've never really talked about like books excitedly, but
Yeah,
when we were talking, I was like, "Did you read December? You're gonna love it." Like a book club.
that's awesome, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to give
I've enjoyed.
I'm gonna have to give Ryan shit in a little bit for him running a Daily Dad show off this book. And I think your dad has been on the show, like you and there was an episode that I remember watching back in the day when I used to do push-ups on the beach. I literally had you guys on my phone on the beach, and I'm watching the four of you. I think it was your dad and the three brothers.
That was
All
Father's Day.
yeah, it was a great show. It was like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a really great. That was like one of my top 5 highlights, I think, of 2024.
yeah,
Hopefully, we can
mine
do it
too,
again.
kind of. Yeah, it's Father's Day's coming up. um,
Yeah,
but that's so funny, and then it's here it is. We're almost a year later, and I mean, it makes sense. I would hope that one of you guys. I mean, shit, I'll send the damn book to your guys' dad for Father's Day. But
your dad. Here's what I do
hey,
with my
Dad, you
morning.
remember that thing we had you do a year ago? Like, A, we're gonna do it again, and B, here's the book we were talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, but that's awesome. I'm glad you guys had that. That's cool. That's really cool. I hope everybody has that with their father at some point. I haven't had those moments yet, but that's really cool.
it's almost kind of like a reverse of today's page. Like today's page is about playing with your kids and never saying no to that, which I feel
Hmm.
like I'm really good at. Like I can't remember any other times when I said no or I had to do this, unless I have to like I'm like running out the door. But this particular moment with like my dad here and my mom was here. She might be coming back, maybe. Um, it's almost kind of reversed where like we took a walk to the park yesterday. It's nice and awesome. And my dad said, "Hey, you want to go get a Bloody Mary?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." But we both felt kind of bloated. We ended up not going. We postponed it for today. But there's also a point, I think, where your parents might start asking you to play, you know, or like when your parents call, do you
Yeah,
pick up the phone or are you in the middle of the thing that you're doing? I'm guilty of putting it on mute sometimes because I'm with the kids or I'm doing something else. But there's that what's that song by Cat Stevens? Is it Cat Stevens? Cats in the Cradle.
I don't know.
The
I know the
last
song.
line where the song starts off about a kid trying to get his dad to play, and then the song kind of charts the progress through the life. And at the end, the last verse is the dad trying to get in touch with the kid, but now his son has kids and can't hang
Yeah,
out.
gotcha.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've ever listened to it that intently.
No, it's a pretty good dad song.
Hmm. All right.
Um, I'll send it to you to listen. I can't play it here. I'm sure there's some kind of copyright, but
I'm getting in
anywho,
trouble. I have to delete this episode.
what's your gratitude today, Don?
Mine, I went into friendships, like just friendships in general. I feel like it's really that thing that I think I've alluded to, like it's something that I've missed like a lot in my life, like having deeper like meaningful friendships. And I feel like, I've figured that out in the last couple of years. And so I've been making a very active, it's been my, one of the things I'm most active about is trying to create deeper relationships with people. And so right now, like as I reflect about it, um, I'm seeing them everywhere. Like, so I'm seeing them, within my parent group that my wife and I have established out there. I've seen it in my kids. Like, I'm seeing it, me and my wife are becoming better friends again. I obviously have you and the other V dads. I have all my internet friends with the V Friends community. I even have people that are becoming friends here at work, like my office mate for sure, and then a couple other ones. And so it's kind of like taking over my world, and I love it because it's like it's everywhere. Like there isn't, an hour that goes by in my life the way that I've created my life that I won't be with someone that I consider a friend and have like gotten to a deeper point with. And I like that. It's really cool. So I
If I
think that's
can,
why, yeah.
sorry. So did you say like you're in the mindset where you're noticing your friendships? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well,
You're just more mindful of them?
yeah. Well,
Gotcha.
no, it's more of like I'm in the mindset of I've been building them everywhere I can versus just like moving through
Oh,
life.
I gotcha.
Like kind of like how the
Yep.
story says, like you never regret playing with your kids. Well, like I'm at a point where it's like I never regret like having a deeper like friendship connection with the people around me. Like people were always just around me. It's not like I was a hermit before this. People were always around me. It's just I never dove any deeper and tried to find, a deeper level to the relationship. There was more like colleagues or employees or, just acquaintances. And I've been making more of an effort uh, to turn that into friendship. So it's a very similar thing to the reading. Like I don't, I myself never regret playing with my kids. I'm someone who, when they ask, whatever I'm doing, I'll stop. Like I've even like in the middle of meal prep, just like turned the burner to low, and I'm like, all right, let's do this for a minute. Like I'm definitely guilty of like not doing it. I'm definitely, one who has had the earbud in for too long listening to a show. Shout out the Chrome Bridge that's going on right now, like or the Whatnot streams, or Gary V stuff. I'm like tuned into this, and so when they want to play, I don't. I either don't play with them, like I say, yeah, give me a minute, I'm just doing something right now, or I'll play with them, but like not, they don't get the full me. So, there's a lot of situations where, I have a little regret there that I, didn't give them enough. But, I try to make it, you know, when they ask, um, that I'll stop what I'm doing because there's always going to be another show, another whatever, another, especially TV. Like TV is one of my like Achilles heel. Like just streaming Netflix shows over and over again and binge watching. So like whenever they, roll up and say, "Do you want to go outside?" It's like, yeah, let's do it. It's just, just press the pause button and move on.
Mhm. I want to give your question a good answer. Um, and I'm trying to think of the times when I normally would say no, and that's usually at night. That's the stage that we're in.
Yeah.
Is it's usually bedtime. I'm usually tired, and two of my kids will either ask for a back scratch, reading a book, or playing cards.
Hmm.
And there have been times when I said no because I'm too tired, and because I feel like I think my mindset was if I don't do it, or if I do it feeling like this, I'm gonna do it haphazardly and I'm gonna make them hate it,
Mm,
right?
okay. Yeah. Yep.
But on the other hand, if they ask and I say no, then eventually they stop asking because dad says no. Those are the two mindsets that I have. So I feel like I feel like I have like a good 7 out of 8 hit rate on bedtime activities. especially with my oldest, she stops asking. Like we had a discussion the other night, a few nights ago, where it's like if she wants a back scratch, like that's what I always used to do to her, is back scratches, and she stopped asking eventually. And I think I'm going to mention on the show is I had to vocalize, like, do you ever feel like me and mom ignore you for the other two girls? And she says yes. So that's something that that stuck with me. So I'll make it a point of asking at least 2 or 3 times a week with her specifically. So we get a game of cards in, even if I'm tired.
Yeah.
Either spit or phase 10. Leads to good discussions.
It definitely is a good thing to ask, to just ask that question. I feel like I need to ask my oldest too. Like I've asked my middle child and she's said the same thing. Like, yeah, of course. So I've been working with her the most. But I wanted to figure out what David was saying here. So I have a reverse thought that if your kid wants to play with you, you might be fun to play with. That's a good memory. Okay. So like just basically doubling down and appreciating the fact that like the kids actually want to play with you, right? Is that what you're getting at, David? That's a good enough. Yeah. I think that's kind of like the point of the reading is it's like, look, like nowadays, especially with iPads and all that other stuff, like half the time the kids don't want to play with you. So really should just drop what you're doing, unless it's not safe to drop what you're doing, like if you're holding your infant, and play if they ask you to play. Does anyone have a good friendship with your kids' friends? See, I don't think I have this yet. I think I've mentioned previously, like I keep trying to get my kids, like, as I said, like friendship's like a big thing in my life right now. So I've been working now with my girls, for them to start bringing their friends over, like to start building their relationship with their friends. So like, whenever my daughter wants to do something with her friends, I'm like, yeah, you can have them over, you can invite them over, you can go to the park, you can go to their house. It's like, I mean, go wherever you want to go. Like for me, when I grew up, for the most part of my life, my mom was away at work and I was either with a sitter or I was home alone, like after a certain age. And I would just leave the house and I would just meet my friends at the park and we would just go and, get into shenanigans and do whatever. It's, our kids don't have that. I don't know how your kids are or other kids. Like I know Ryan in his building, because he has like a common area, like his kids kind of, all the kids of the building just like roam the hallways, it kind of seems like.
Like a dorm of children.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagined. I'm pretty sure it's not that, but just the way he tells it, a dorm is a perfect analogy.
We have good relationships with our kids' friends. There's very few of her friends that I don't know the parents of, unless it's like maybe somebody from school. But kind of a unique situation. I've moved Jason. From.
Where'd he go?
You lost me?
Or did you guys lose me?
I can see you. Can you see me? Who's gone? Hello? I'm still here. I still see you.
So weird. Guess I'm having internet problems, y'all. So
but you're still there.
You guys can hear Jason or someone.
Can you not hear me?
Shout out in the chat who you hear, who you see.
I see everything.
Oh, man.
Well, it sounds like people can hear us both talking, but we can't hear each other. So I'm going to pretend.
I don't know what to do. I can't hear or see Jason on my phone.
So I'm going to pretend that you can see me and hear me.
Really funny.
It's going to be really funny.
Can you hear me, Jason?
So yeah, I can hear you totally. So I'm going to continue this conversation. Like you can
there you are. Yeah, I got you. I got you now. That was so weird. It was just a spinning wheel on my phone. Could you hear
Uh,
me the whole time and see me?
yeah, it was like I kept trying. I kept trying to. I was gonna just keep talking as though you could hear me.
What's funny is I have the Twitch on the computer behind me so I can read the chat a little better because of my
Mhm.
eyes, and I can see you there,
Yeah,
but I can't hear you because there's no speakers on the computer.
everything was fine.
So sorry about that, chat. I mean, I'm good you guys all had a laugh. We woke Paul up. Paul came into the chat. He was probably just lurking in the background the whole time, but yes.
Paul, good morning, Paul.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What I was saying was I'm in a unique position now where we kind of moved from good friends with my daughter's friends, but now I'm their teacher.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
Kira had a sleepover the other night, and everything went great. And like no, there wasn't any like weird like teacher or parent. How should I
Hmm.
approach this? But it's cool. I think I'm just kind of taking that as like another form of that relationship with
Yeah.
everybody.
And
Um,
then you're the art teacher, right?
yeah,
And you teach anything else?
life
Like any other
skills.
subjects or any
How
other
to stay off your iPad
um
when you're trying to listen to the
okay.
class. I
I
teach
was
that.
just like I'm curious if it's like because like I always think of art or like some of the other elective type classes as like the fun classes that like the kids like elect to do or enjoy or whatever. So I wonder if that like wonder what it'd be like if you were like the science teacher or like the history teacher and they're like, oh, we got to go over to Mr. Turner's
Are you
house.
besmirching these essential electives classes
I'm just saying, like,
that tie
I
in
wasn't too
all the other
fond of them.
subjects
I wasn't too
matter?
fond of them when I was a kid,
The
and I know
mortar
my kids
between the
aren't
building
fond of them.
blocks of STEM.
Like Brooklyn, my daughter would hate it. Like if one of her friends' mom was like her math teacher or her science teacher right now,
Yeah.
because she does not vibe with her whatsoever. And what's funny is like she has this teacher for two of her classes, and the whole year she's been getting an F in both classes or a D. And then now she's turned it around and she's got it's just it cracks me up because it's still the same teacher, right? She's got an A in math, so she's turned her math grade around completely, which I'm very proud of because math is my subject, so math is like what I help her with. So she's starting to get it, which is great because there were a couple of times where I'm like, Brooklyn, how do you not get this? We just did it. Like this is problem number three, doing the same thing. So I'm glad she's getting it, and it makes me feel good. But she's still getting a bad grade in her science class, and I'm like, so how does that work with you and this teacher? Like, in one class you're now an A student, in the other class you're now a D student, or you're still a D student. She's like, yeah, I guess so. I don't like this teacher. I'm like, all right, sorry. So
So your query is with the different versions of kids with different teachers.
yeah, it was well because what you were just saying about like how you had a sleepover with kids that were, your daughter is in your class now, and then she has friends that are in your class now, and I'm just like thinking back to like my own childhood or like how my kids talk about some of their teachers, and it's just like they definitely have teachers where I think that they enjoy their class enough that they wouldn't mind hanging out with them after hours or like being
Oh,
friends
I
with their
get
daughter and going over. And I was just saying like if you were the school's I don't see you being this, so it's not a scenario that makes sense, but it's just like if you were the school's like mean teacher or whatever, like the mean math teacher that no one liked or something, like I don't know, like so I was more so saying like just
yeah,
because
I get where you're going.
yeah,
Yeah, there are
but it's not the subject you teach, it's the person that you are.
correct. Yeah, there could be. I mean, there's other parents. There's my daughter's friends also have. There's like two or three other parents in the school of my daughter's friends, and uh, yeah, I'm sure we all have different experiences. Maybe I was the one even make up like maybe I'm the one overthinking it, like having students in my house, but
Yeah,
are they really my students, or they should be like my daughter's friends first. So that's what I'm
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
But it's like it is still another layer to it. And so that's like where I was going with it. I'd be like, man, my teacher's house, like I was just putting myself in my like in my youth, and I was just like, that would be just the weirdest thing in the world for me.
Yeah, when I
But
was
I'm
a
glad it
kid,
wasn't for you or your
I
daughter
I
or
didn't
your friends.
I wouldn't even imagine what a teacher's house looks like. It was weird
Yeah.
that they did things outside of school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like back then it was like that. That's the way I felt. And I don't know if our kids feel that way. Certainly your daughter and her friends don't feel that way, I don't think, because they just had that experience. And have probably had more than that too.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. The world's coming up, Jason, right now. The dad crying conversation and the daughter's friend group spending the night at teacher Jason's house. You're killing it, man. And the haircut, dude. And he's on spring break. Oh my God, this is
shaved.
Jason's week, y'all. Remember back in January when Jason was having some bad weeks? This is what we were waiting for. We were waiting for this day, folks.
I am cashing in my karma points here. This is great.
He knuckled under and he got here. But yeah, man, having a happy. When do you guys leave for your trip? Like, I'm assuming you won't be on here if you're kicking the
We're
kids out
leaving
of
tomorrow.
iPads.
I'm going to assume that I'm not going to be on here, but I will be here in spirit. I'll miss
Okay.
you. I will think of you, and I will dad my best with a mug of coffee and a heart full of gratitude.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, enjoy your guys' trip, safe travels, and all that stuff. And I'll catch everybody else tomorrow. See you, buddy.
See you, Dom. See you, everybody.